Hello, I'm back. It's 2:29 p.m. and so you know what? I don't think I got to sleep that well last night. And so cuz I think I didn't get to fall asleep until after 2 or 3 o'clock this morning. And then I my sleep was kind of spotty, and then I woke up at like about 8:30 and then prepared to get out of here. And I walked out of here in disbelief that damn nobody, wanting to help. So then I went across the street and you know they have at least, I mean, they got food places all around. So um really no need for DoorDash or anything, so I could just, but it was kind of difficult and dangerous to walk just across the street. So they got food places all around, and I'm not gonna disclose, because of the online perps. So, um, I went out across the street and ate me a late breakfast after 11 o'clock after checking out, and then they had later on they had this couple. They were nice and smiled at me, and they sat down and got their food. Like, they sat down and got their food after me, but then got done eating and left before me. The woman was wearing black, and the guy was wearing a red, one of those sports jerseys. I mean, one of those sports, not jersey, but he had a hoodie that represented one of those sports. That was kind of not exactly red, but kind of like not burgundy either, but kind of maroon or something. But maroon seems more red than purple, and burgundy seems more purple than red, from what I remember. So he has somewhat a variant of red. Um, I don't even remember the um the name of the sports team. I'm pretty sure it's football, but I could be wrong. I know it wasn't basketball. If it wasn't Kansas City Chiefs, then I don't remember. Um, I could be wrong. I'm just very messed up, but I do remember the color. But she was wearing a black hoodie, and he was wearing a like a red variant of red kind of hoodie. And so instead of all the black and blue, I'm sorry, all the blue and red today, I've been seeing a lot of people where one person is walking with or sitting with another person, and one person's wearing red, and the next person is wearing black instead of blue. So I've been seeing those perp variations too. So um, so the waitress seemed kind of like she was rushing me to order, you know, and that was the lady that when I had help with the hotel room and got screwed over by somebody I knew in person, and I got screwed over, and then I went over to that restaurant, and it was very cold, and I was stranded and didn't have nowhere to go. And the lady told me, "Well, you can only stay here for 30 minutes. You can't really stay here that long." And then I was stranded and had to walk kind of. This happened 3 years ago for Thanksgiving, that I had to go and walk almost as much as towards downtown as possible. And thankfully, there was a lady who, I think she was an Uber or a Lyft driver, and she was supposedly a Christian, and she loved me enough to give me a free ride for the rest of the way downtown. And then later on that day, I found $50 that was $50 in ones that somebody just left. And I'm like, who would leave that? And it was inside of a cigarette box. Like, I mean, a cigarette, not box, but, a cigarette pack. You know, and I don't know if that was left deliberate or by accident, but I damn sure took that $50. But I couldn't believe my eyes that I found that. But that was 3 years ago for Thanksgiving. So today, the couple, they ate, and then the waitress that was rushing me, um, because I didn't get the opportunity to count out how much physical cash that I had. So I counted that I had $30, and so then, I finally ordered, breakfast food, and orange juice, and then I was eating, and then next thing you know, after a while, I saw the lady give me my check or whatever. That's what they call it, a check or whatever. And then later on, as I was eating it, some time went on, and then she took it and then signed something on it and then gave it to that couple. I guess, I mean, and I don't, because usually, some people, I end up not knowing who it was paid for my meal, so it must have been that couple that paid for my meal, the couple that was wearing one black and one red, you know, outfit, and well, hoodies, I meant to say. And so they were nice, and the lady gave me a hug, and then the guy gave me a hug. The man gave me a hug, but he kind of had this uncomfortable, weird look, But the lady was like enthusiastic and excited, and so I saw them take my bill, and I figured, well, that they must be paying for my meal. Then I said that to myself in my head. So I told them thank you or whatever. And then the other lady, I mean, I guess the waitress must have, I think I remember she did confirm that they did pay for my meal or whatever. And I told them thank you, and they hugged me and said Merry Christmas. But the man, he seemed kind of uncomfortable. But then they walked off and left out, and then got in the car. There was a blue Malibu that looked like about 2013 model, somewhere around there. And and then the guy had one brake. I mean, the car had one brake light. So after they left, I felt confused and I felt terrible. But I felt a relief that, hey, well, my food was paid for. But then I was having like mixed feelings. So I felt bad that they were perps. They're probably Masonic perps. But then um it's like it was about an hour and a half after I checked out the hotel, and um someone sent me $250, and so I got excited, like, oh, so great, I can be saved from dying throughout the middle of the night. I'm like, somebody got to have some heart to come through and help me out, you know. this person is supposedly a target that helped me out, you know, with the 250. And then um so I went back across the street to the hotel, and um the manager gave me, I guess he might be the owner, and he gave me the discount, discount and enough for 5 nights. But he said, well, you're gonna check out on Wednesday. And then he said, well, 'cause today's the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. I said, well, wait a minute. 28 will be the last night. So I like would not check out on Friday, but he seemed kind of like as if, um, even though he was wrong, I just let him be right, And I'm like, okay, I felt like I didn't want. I mean, if I would have been considered disrespectful to go back and forth or argue him, but then later on, it's like, how when somebody act like a narcissistic abuser or whatever, and they demand to be right when they're wrong, and you're forbidden to correct them. But he later on realized his mistake and said, oh yeah, you're right. So I'm supposed to check out. I'm not saying he's a narcissistic abuser or nothing, 'cause I don't know him that well. But I mean, he came off that way at first, when he got kind of like aggressive or whatever. But then he realized his mistake and told me, oh yeah, you're right. So then he wrote it down on the paper and said that um that I'm gonna go and you know get to stay um till Thursday. So I mean, I'm glad that he cared about me enough to give me a discount like the other lady did, and he charged me 250 flat for five nights. And no, well, he said that the tax was included, you know. So then, you know, I got the same room again, and then I'm surprised that this housekeeper was a black lady. I'm surprised she was very nice and respectful and everything, and she cleaned my room really good, and and you know, and so I got back in the same room, and I'm settled in here. And so the fact that, what time did I say it was? At the moment, it's 2:42 p.m. And I know experts want to say that if you want to take a nap, don't take a nap past 3 o'clock p.m. If you want to sleep good at night, or they'll say take a nap between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. and don't take a nap any late. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. They didn't say don't take a nap but past 3. They said don't take a nap past 2 p.m. in order to keep your sleep schedule a certain way. But I don't care. After this video, I'm going to seek to try to take a nap. So I'm gonna take a nap um, after this video in order to mentally recharge and hopefully work on some writing projects, whether it be blogging or short stories. And I'm pretty sure I have like over 25 writing projects, unfinished writing projects lined up, that for personally for myself, So so thankfully somebody swooped in at the last minute, and God answered my prayers. And you know I mean, it seemed like the whole world want to punish me, and pretend to play God, or they try to manipulate me into feeling like God hates me too, or that God sees. Because like certain narcissistic abusers, if Isaiah 55 and 7 through 8 or something like that in the Bible, the fake cult Bible class, the fake IDMR cult, they'll talk about how they love to throw that scripture, that for my thoughts are not your thoughts and neither are my ways your ways or something like that. And so um if the Christian Bible believers, they quote that scripture too, why do religious narcissists say, well, I see you the way God sees you? That's not what they like. If I be like, well, if I ask them if they hate me or if they don't like me or if they're mad at me or something, they say, well, no, I see you the way God sees you. While they abuse me and short fused and intolerant of me and treat me like a pest and say they love the Lord. And I'm mind boggled and confused about how people say that they're Christian and love the Lord and say that they're targeted and God's chosen, but then they go around bullying and abusing people, bullying, harassing, and laughing at, and like joining in on a bullying campaign to bully, harass, and laugh at somebody. You know, so um, I mean, I could use like some extra money for food, to get help with food and stuff. Um, so now I'm set for the next few days until this coming Thursday. So I was able to get a week to stay here for $350, and I know this is like an emergency thing, because of the bad weather and stuff. But I know that it would cost more naturally, So I feel like I need to rest my body and mind and try to get me a nap or get me some sleep. Um, if for me to get me some sleep, um, you know, and then maybe wake up and feel mentally recharged enough to do some writing. But if not, then I'll try to do something. I don't know. I don't even know if I successfully get to fall asleep. But I plan to mainly stay here and not get out much, and um, so um, yeah. I mean, when I came back here, they had the ignorant perp men out here with the loudspeakers blasting super loud music, and then we had to go through a different door entrance. So I'm thankful and glad, for the extra few nights, and I could be saved from possible death. And my heart goes out to whoever didn't get to have, there in my prayers, whoever didn't get to have, to be safe, warm, and dry, you know. And I hope people can survive, people and the animals, that they can survive this craziness. And people living in their vehicles, and also, people who gotta be forced to live out in the elements, and if there's no shelter, no room for shelter available, I feel bad for y'all too, you know. But I almost thought I wasn't gonna get to make it today, and I guess I was supposed to have been downtown and punished with, and then being rejected and abused by the rich folks downtown and stuff. So, um, in the community post, I put an article link, a blog link of somebody exposing that the abusive REAP program, you know, and somebody pointed out about rich people exploiting poor and homeless. And so yeah, I mean, I'm glad I was able to eat a solid breakfast today, you know, but I might have to just live off of junk food, for the next few days. And I mean, the idea of just having something in your belly, and I don't have access to my coconut oil. And this month, I never got. I've struggled financially the whole month, and and I didn't get the opportunity or the money to get to have my amazing grass green supplement. But I still have some of my bentonite clay, and I don't use it every day or even every week. But I got longer and more opportunity to detox my mouth for the next few days and brush my teeth. And the abscess is, still here. And it's harder on the streets to try to get to brush my teeth and clean my mouth. You know, my left side of my neck hurt and shoulder hurt for some reason. So I guess when I get off this video, I guess that's all I got left. Um, to eat is just a few more packs of the peanut butter crackers and some of that dollar juice from Dollar General. And so I bought my own dollar toilet paper and some extra soap, you know. So I do a documentation and diary of my homeless survival and suffering with this targeting in the online. Regular perps and fake TI perps, they falsely accuse me of just, oh, all you talk about, you're greedy and just talk about money, food, and gang stalking all the time. Or all you do is beg for money and talk about gang stalking all the time. And so, which is not true. But, they're jealous, very jealous. So, um, I wish my neck wasn't hurting now. I wish I was well rested and not sleep deprived. And, I'm feeling, happy now that I was able to get a few nights more. But emotionally, I'm still feeling depression. And 3 people got hateful and unsubscribed from me here on YouTube. Like, I had up to 944 subscribers. And each time I upload a video, I lose a subscriber. Or somebody get hateful and unsubscribe. So, somebody want to get hateful and unsubscribe. So, and then somebody got hateful and I don't know who it was who got hateful and ow, they hit me with weapons. You see, they're thumping now, and all of a sudden they hit my right side of my stomach and my rib cage. They hit with the weapons, and they're thumping and banging right now. I got some demonic perp neighbors next door. And I think around, like, I was kept up with the noise all night long until like a solid 2 o'clock this morning. I was finally able to get some peace and quiet and finally get to go to sleep. And they had the neighbors above me, people all in the hallway just being loud. And it was like 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, and they had the baby being loud and everything. Oh yeah, I was trying to say somebody, I don't know who it was, got hateful and blocked me on TikTok. So I don't know. Oh, I think I might know who it was. I don't know who it was though. But but the perps want me with punished with no, and a fake TI perps and regular perps, they want me wrongfully punished with no support, and they think I deserve harsh punishment. Is what they think I deserve. And yet they profess to be Christian and love the Lord. And then when I speak out against their psych games, abuse, and perping over the phone, then they want to lie and say that I'm causing division between God's people and stuff like that. Which, if you get gangster and ghetto and call me a fat greedy bitch, you're not. That's not. I mean, you're not saved talking like that. If I'm not saved for cussing people out, then neither are you. And you don't even have Tourette's. You don't even have Asperger's syndrome and all that. You don't even have OCD. So, and the perps left me alone for a little while, and then they went back to um, giving me a thumbs up and then switching thumbs up to a thumbs down on multiple videos. Come on, man. That's unnecessary. Still more thumping. Thumping and banging and tapping. As I said, like last night, the perp, whoever was right here, kept on punching and banging against the wall directly where my head is. Like they were like punching and banging, you know, like as if they really were trying to assault me. So ah, my left side of my neck hurts. So I'm not in a residential spot, but this is not really an industrial spot either. But this spot has a lot of hotels, restaurants, and also, you hear that? They have a lot of hotels and restaurants, and also a lot of car dealerships around here. A lot of new car dealerships. Come on, man, what are you doing? But I could always use some extra help. If people wanted to be generous and help me out with more of, for money for food, or but then again, Wednesday and Thursday is supposed to be fine. But then I looked at next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or probably Monday, it's supposed to be way warmer weather. But then it's supposed to rain. And since that man wrongfully kicked me away from that spot, then, I could have tolerated and dealt with it on the streets for a few days until my Social Security check come. So then I have to be out on the streets and get soaking wet with no place, or I would have to ask for more help at least until next Tuesday. And then next Monday, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after, I start the new job, the part-time job. And I hope they give me 30 hours and not 15 or 20. I really need 30. So, um, I need all the hours I can get, you know. And I honestly don't know which position I'll be doing. Like, I don't know if I'll be cashiering or stocking or what I'll be doing, you know. So, I'm praying that they don't workplace mob me from there. Because I remember in September I tried to apply to work there, or I inquired about working there, and the man was rude to me, and you know he was really nasty, and I don't even know if he was the manager, but and I don't even know if him acting like that. He seemed like he's like an abusive, narcissistic perp, and if he act like that, then I hate to say that if I got to deal with him and he is the manager, if he is the manager, then I don't think I'll last long. He got that personality that I would have ended up having to cuss him out for being rude for no reason. But you know, I think he was the manager, and but but then um but I hope I hope that he wouldn't be there this semester. That it might be somebody different. But I got hired to work there, and I hope that they don't workplace mob me off there, and I hope everything goes smoothly. And one thing about when I work certain jobs, the managers themselves don't train me. They leave another coworker to train me, and then get very abusive and controlling, like as if they're supposed to be the so-called handler on the job. I mean, that fake crusty guy Gary, that fake crusty perp Gary, from the Avis job. It's like, how you a man and you bully a woman off the job and keep her forced homeless on the street. And I mean, at first he acted like as if he tried to love bomb me, and like he was extra love bombing me and wanted to go out of his way to help me. And then the next day, just for no reason, he just started harassing and picking on me, like for nothing. And then the co-workers did a noise campaign the first day I work. And then I tried to work at the Alsco place and with the temp service, and they mobbed me off within the first few hours. And I could have been working two jobs, and with the temp service I could have been getting paid daily and not having to ask y'all for no help. And there was, even though the pay was low, but overtime was available. But it was a very tedious job, but working with machines. And I was severely sleep deprived and had to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning that morning. And then they had some weed smoking Uber drivers who gave me a ride to that job, and they had the windows up smoking weed and didn't even care about me, you know. And then I didn't even get to last until like 10. I think I only worked for a few hours, and then I just, I was supposed to have started at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and then about before 10 o'clock, probably about 9 o'clock, they mobbed me out of there, you know. And the online perps, they think, and then they act like they think that they know what happened more than I do, or they think they want to try to twist the story about what happened, and they need to shut up and mind their business, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they just want to twist everything to make me look bad. And then when after they mobbed me out of Alsco, um, I have video footage of them perping me and following me with one headlight or strange headlights or whatever that was. Um, but it's weird that they got some fake nice perps. And so I have in the community, one of my recent community posts, um, that same one of the main females bullying me at the Alsco place. How she get a job at Grocery Advantage and they wouldn't even hire me? Grocery Advantage or Grocery Outlet, those stores, they won't hire me. And so the same mobbing and picking on me and stuff that I get at the temp service jobs, um, that happened. Also, I get mobbed and ganged up on and bullied and mobbed out of homeless shelters too. And it's really frightening, you know, like a pack of wolves. So I've become to a point where I've been abused so much and for so long that I am terrified and traumatized by humanity and other human beings. I'm scared to be around people. I'm scared to be surrounded by people. I'm traumatized and scared of humanity, people. And it's like, I know people would consider that to be abnormal. But, everybody want me to be treated like a punished child and I'm not allowed any freedom or independence. And I hate when narcissistic abusers laugh at me. When they ignorantly laugh and make a fool out of me. So I guess I'm done rambling for the moment, at the moment, and my right arm here, it hurts. So it is now 3:07 p.m. I hear more thumping. And so I guess I'll just have the peanut butter crackers and whatever juice. And I already had orange juice earlier too. But I know it ain't good to have all that fruit juice or whatever. But, well, I'm just freaking surviving. Trying to survive, And I don't know what to eat for dinner. And so then tomorrow, I mean, I don't think Dollar General will be open tomorrow, but I'm feeling at the moment too depressed and down, mentally and physically exhausted to back out and go to Dollar General and go get me anything, you know. See, they stopped the thumping for a while and then they started it back up again. So I know crackers is not nutritious, and the chips is not nutritious. So, but they had a breakfast burrito I had yesterday. It was like one of the best Mexican breakfast burritos I ever in my life had. Well, I'm not going to say ever in my life, but it was really good. So, I'm just, trying to struggle to survive. So I checked and I have now, after the 250, left over, I have $8.91 in the bank. And I have $8.91 in the bank, and I have $30 paper, and I don't know how much money in coins. I wouldn't be surprised if like 5 or $10 in coins. I don't know. But I gotta save something for bus fare. But as I said, I wanted to try to write more short stories and earn, the money for food, you know, as a side hustle, you know. And I'm thankful to God and grateful. The online person with a lie and say that I'm an ungrateful clout chasing scammer, but that's not true. And, I'm tired of them lying and saying that I'm fake homeless and that I'm rich and that I'm hoarding lots of money in my storage unit and that I'm just a crazy person pretending to be homeless and that I need sick and crazy and need medication and need help and that I'm schizophrenic. And then lie and say that I work for Nestle and DuPont and live in a penthouse, and then lie and say that I work for the fake TI person, lie and say that that I'm a Fink spy agent and that I work for the government or that I work for the DHS fusion centers and that I work for the FBI and all kinds of crazy shit. But the stuff that they're lying about is the stuff that they're trying to get me to do. And they so badly trying to push for me to be, falsely, um, falsely accusing me of sexual perversions and, wanting me, I'm not in a registered sex offenders list, you know, never have been, so all y'all can do is target me and gang stalk me and, try to ruin me and make up lies on me. And I've been falsely accused of every gang stalking stereotype, the typical smear campaigns, to lie and say that I am the one who's the entitled, greedy narcissist. When it's them, they lie on me and say I'm a prostitute, a pedophile, a terrorist, a racist, a drug addict, a liar, a thief. What else? Mentally ill. That I murdered people. Yeah, remember that homeless perp that was drunk and lied and said I killed a dead baby? That I killed a baby? That So it's amazing that they can still even do their perp activity while under the influence. And how is it that the perps can drive cars and be better functional than us targets? Like, at the moment, I can barely drive a car right now because I'm sleep deprived. But if they wouldn't do this to me, I could be a very good driver. I couldn't write that properly right now. My mind isn't clear because of the forced sleep deprivation and the weapons y'all torturing me with. So I'm physically and mentally exhausted. We're rambling on so much. And it kind of seems like as if like my Tourette's wants to try to come on and I'm trying to fight against it. Oh, oh. And so, I need any and all the help that I can get. If y'all can, whatever you can spare for food, anything helps. So now I'm set for 5 days for the hotel and I just need help with food. And whenever my mind gets right, if I can be well rested or something, then I'm going to go and try to write some more short stories, blog or something. I wish I could have a way to have it set out where I can write a novel, Maybe I can write a smaller novella or a smaller novel, but a big novel, I wish I could do it, but no way I can do it in 5 days, you know. And then if I put it up on Amazon, the online purpose write false bad reviews on all of my ebooks and on purpose to deter people from wanting to buy them and support me and stuff. So they call me childish.